What is the biggest scam in today's society? You can make one thing 5% bigger. What do you choose? What is your favorite unsolved mystery? Lars Mittank, German who never made it home, was last seen running out of an airport and climbing the surrounding fence to run into the forest, never to be seen again. That one was so bizarre. The Delphi murders of Libby and Abby. The case really haunts me. Those poor girls did their best they could to give evidence of their murders, and still hasn't been solved. Also, my friends and I used to go mess around on public trails around that age, so it just hits close to home. What happened to Sneha Phillip? She was a doctor who was last seen on September 10, 2001. Because she lived close to the World Trade Center, people speculated that she rushed to the towers to help and died in the collapse. She was officially added to the memorial after a long legal battle, but she also had a pretty troubled personal life and was having marital problems as well. So there was the possibility of foul play. And there are some that believe that she saw an opportunity in the attacks to run from her troubled life and start fresh somewhere else. When I worked at a hotel, this family checked in and were fine for hours. Went out to dinner, and then when they came back, there were cats in their room tearing apart their belongings, and we never figured out how they got in there or stayed hidden for that long. That's my favorite unsolved mystery. Sounds like a pretty fun unsolved mystery. How in the hell is there a subsurface water ocean on Pluto? The Malaysia Airlines flight MH370. Jack the Ripper. What's an animal that, if it wasn't real, would be thought of as a mythical or legendary creature? Surprised no one has mentioned the octopus yet. So super intelligent, unnatural colors like blue or just completely changing colors. Glow in the dark, oil jets, able to squeeze through tiny gaps. Just amazing. The axolotl. MF looks like a Pokemon, and it can regrow body parts to an extreme degree. Whooper moment, am I right, fellas? Giraffes. A horse with a horn is a step too far, but an animal with a 7-foot neck it uses to fight with is apparently normal. The rhinoceros. It's believed that first accounts about them resulted in the myths about unicorns, in which case we still think of them as a mythical creature. The platypus. Honestly, a jackalope sounds more believable than this animal. What's wrong with the semi-aquatic egg-laying mammal of action, huh? You got problems with the platypus? Pretty much any animal if described from the proper perspective to the right person. Blue whales. It's hard to comprehend just how gigantic they are. Which moment in a kid's show or movie have disturbed you the most as a child? Macaulay Culkin dying in My Girl. Pinocchio. The boy turning into a donkey crying for his mama? My heart is beating faster just thinking about it. Littlefoot's mom dying in Land Before Time. I see that specific response to a lot of posts about this kind of stuff. Was it really that traumatic? I don't remember it at all. It seems like it's just the Bambi scene but with dinosaurs, and instead of a man with a gun, it's a meteor. The scene in Neverending Story. You know the one. Are we talking about the horse? They're talking about the horse. 36 years old and I still can't bring myself to rewatch it. I cried and made my sister turn it off when that scene came on when I was like 8, and I hadn't had the courage to try watching it again. Those flying monkeys, Bambi's forest fire, E.T., any scene with the alien, especially the one when it looked like a white chunk of dog poo laying in a creek. The giant baby in one episode of the Rugrats. Large Marge, so terrifying. The witches, when they all took their mask off. What is the best struggle meal? Red beans and rice, Spam and rice, the poor Hawaiian kid special. I'll say it a million times, Spam is some of the best meat, food, whatever. So good. I love Spam. I had Spam the other day in a sandwich, and I had some Spam before that with some eggs. Oh, so good. Noodles. Nothing wrong with instant noodles. Toast with butter and sugar. The comfort food I had when poor as was grilled cheese that you dip in warm tomato soup. Tastes like pizza, and I still do it from time to time. Good old classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Soft fried egg added to a tortilla with cheese and salsa. Put back into the pan for a minute to get the tortilla crispy. A nice big bowl of sleep for dinner. I used to just put a slice of bread with a slice of cheese in the microwave for like 20 seconds and then roll it up. Beans on toast. That's why they call me the baked bean queen. Ew, are you British? Disgusting. Which conspiracy theory do you believe and why? The killer clown craze from 2016 was a guerrilla marketing campaign for the It remake that got way out of hand. Even if you uninstalled McAfee, it still comes back. The CIA keeps posting this question to Reddit to see how many people are into them. I'm gonna assume that means onto them. I don't think anyone's into the CIA. My fave conspiracy theory, that the T-Rex arms are short little arms. Turn them around and they're tiny wings like an ostrich. I fucking love this. I'm down to believe this, and you'll have to show me an intact T-Rex or invent time travel for me to do anything but quietly believe otherwise. That the Dittos are failed new clones. I know this one is deep. Guys, I'm gonna talk about Pokemon, alright? Think about it. Ditto and Mew are both pink, and the shinies for both of them are both light blue. It's the same thing. They're the only two Pokemon that can no transform. Oh god. It's so cool. It's such a good theory. It's so cool. Andrew Tate is John F. Kennedy's daughter. Excuse me? TikTok is intentionally feeding American children dumbing content while contrarily feeds Chinese children math and engineering content, owned by China's government. Also, it's likely backdooring your phone if you have the app to take info of yours. Too many conspiracy theories all at once? This one is just a fact. Ivana Trump did not fall downstairs by herself. I also think there are probably more classified documents buried with her. I just saw the most evil person post. So who is the best or most saintly person alive today? Probably someone you don't even know and is not famous. The person who buys the needy food and doesn't post it on social media. Dolly Parton. James Harrison. The special antibodies in his blood have saved the lives of 2 million infants. He has donated every week until the age of 81, risking his own health to save the lives of others. He's a hero. The person reading this. I love you, homie. Aw, stop. Oh, so sweet. David Attenborough, for sure. My mom. Betty White. They said alive. Got him. Get it? Because Betty White is dead. According to the local news, it's John Cena! What is one thing that tells you with 100% certainty that someone is boring? 99% of the time, someone has introduced themselves as an entrepreneur. My night has been very, very boring. All they talk about is other people, and it's always negative. The only thing they talk about is themselves. People that need to cut off someone else's story or conversation just to correct something they said. Interesting people are interesting. In other words, people who don't take an interest and are not curious about others in a conversation are boring. Not asking questions from you and just talking about themselves is a clear red flag. If they always complain about being bored, what's the saying? If it smells like everywhere you go, you should check your shoe. Something like that. Only boring people get bored. They like Jeopardy. It's me. I'm someone. Hey, nothing wrong with Jeopardy. Jeopardy's fun. I don't really listen to music. I could never be friends with someone who doesn't listen to music. Even if it's music I don't like. I'd rather be friends with someone who listens to country music than someone who doesn't listen to music at all. As long as they're not a conservative. Ooh. What song are you currently listening to? A Spotify ad. Want a break from the ads? Okay. Welcome to the internet. I believe that's Bo Burnham. Regulate by Warren G featuring Nate Dogg. Killer Queen by Queen. Is that a JoJo's reference? Bad Religion. Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillaz. Seabat. Are you fucking? Al Green. Stay Together. My Future by Billie Eilish. First time I'm listening to it, it's nice. Du Hast by Rammstein. Who by Fire by Leonard Cohen. Recently fixed up my old CD player for the nostalgia. I once pronounced, when I was in middle school, I pronounced Leonard as Leonard in front of my entire 8th grade language arts class. I got laughed at. Dang! Mac Miller featuring Anderson .Paak. The Sound of Silence. No, literally. No music is playing. What do you hate about the education system? How grades are so emphasized in order for a student to pass, instead of if they actually understand or not. Most students only do what they have to pass, not to learn and actually understand what they're being taught. People other than teachers making curriculum. People who have never been in a damn classroom telling me how to do my job. How they talk to you. The authoritarianism of it all. The whole educational system is based on teachers' unpaid labor. The people that come up with the curriculum. I live in Texas, so gestures broadly. How do you feel about guys with painted nails? If I could live in a house without judgment, I would have my nails painted all the time. I just think it's fun, personally, just for me. It doesn't concern me at all. What really concerns me are people that care in the slightest about some guy painting his nails. David Bowie, Mark Bolan, and Alice Cooper have been doing it since 1971. If they're using them for assassinations, like if they're poisonous and they're going around scratching people, then yeah, I have issues with it. Otherwise, who fucking cares? Unless it really clashes with the color of their clothes, then call the fashion police, maybe. My wife found it very hot when I painted my nails black for Halloween. She mentions it whenever she remembers. Please tell me you did it again. I will. Old news. Punks already did this in the 70s. It screams confidence. What do you guys think about painting your nails if you're, a man? What is a movie you genuinely think should have a sequel? Not so much anymore because of Armie Hammer, but always wanted to see a sequel to The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Beetlejuice. Bug's Life. Gremlins 3. Either them taking over Washington, the White House, or just make it a Halloween theme like the first one is Christmas themed. The Truman Show, The Batman, and Joker. Inception. It's my favorite Nolan film. Megamind. I thought we were getting a Megamind sequel, are we not? What's a little known movie that more people should watch? Maybe it's not entirely unknown, but People Under the Stairs is an underrated classic. Mouse Hunt, 1997. Rubber. It's about a tire that kills people. Gods Must Be Crazy. It's hilarious. James and the Giant Peach. Kid-friendly, great family movie, beautifully animated, old, and original. They simply don't make them the same. Kung Fu Hustle. It's hilarious. I always recommend Frequently Asked Questions About Time Travel. So good. What do you hate the most about humanity? That people who are constantly assholes or disrespectful just get away with it because that's who they are. But when Little Me breaks and has one disrespectful retort or nasty attitude, I get raked over the coals for it. We make everything so damn complicated for no legit reasons. I think there's actually not much of the humanity left now. How long have you got? Ironically, hate itself. We're the only species on this planet that could end it. What did you have for breakfast? I think I skipped breakfast this morning. I don't remember. Usually I have an egg sandwich though, with like turkey and pepper jack cheese and some whole wheat toast. I don't know. Coffee. I had a bowl of oatmeal with milk and sugar. I had toast with butter. Next time, try butter with toast. It's a game changer. Egg scramble with some bacon, tomatoes, spinach, and mushrooms. My wife is awesome. Homemade cinnamon rolls. Nothing. Air has entered the chat. Bold of you to assume that I wake up before 11:30 a.m. Breakfast is the first meal of the day, you know. The one that breaks your fast. Bold of you to assume that I fast at night. A bagel with cream cheese in the form of a question. A croissant with a banana and some tea. What is a quote from a fictional character that has stuck with you ever since? If more of us valued food and cheer and song above hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. Thorin Oakenshield from The Hobbit. If a lot of people love each other, the world would be a better place. Johnny, The Room. Oh, hi, Mark. I wish it need not have happened in my time, said Frodo. So do I, said Gandalf. And so do all who live to see such times. That is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. No amount of money bought a second of time. Tony Stark. They like the things science gives them, but not the questions science asks. From Frankenweenie. I think it stuck with me because I heard it at such a young age. It does not do well to dwell on dreams and forget to live. Dumbledore. Of course it's all in your head, but why on earth should that have to mean it isn't real? Dumbledore. I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you. You never get a happy ending because there's always more show. BoJack Horseman. They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same. Ain't no way this guy just quoted Joker. Alright, I have a good one. Mine is from Silene from Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is, how others choose to view you is a choice only they can make. You cannot make it for them. I think it's a really nice one, and I have it saved because I think it's neat. What quote do you wish people would stop using? If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Any of the ones attributed to Albert Einstein. The customer is always right. Different variations of the phrase, yeah, I'm a polar, but I'm the most loyal MF you'll ever meet. As if it's a virtue to be inconsiderate head to all but a select few people. Don't be nervous. That just makes me more nervous. Well, I'm a bit over Karen. No, so here's the thing. As long as Karen still exists, we're gonna keep calling them Karens until people start respecting retail workers and fast food workers and any underpaid worker like that. They're Karens. I don't care if you're over it or not. I did a thing. The millennial anthem. I love Dr. Seuss, but if I have to see Don't Cry Because It's Over, Smile Because It Happened one more time, I'm gonna lose it. No pain, no gain. As someone into fitness, I hate hearing this, even when it's just joking around in the gym. Pain is your body saying, please stop doing this before you end up injured. What is something everyone loves but you hate? Long phone calls. Raymond. So you're his brother. Hookups and one-night stands. I don't think anyone loves hookups and one-night stands. I just think it's a need that people need fulfilled. Not all people, some people, and they'll seek it out. Maybe don't be so judgmental. Social media. Sometimes I feel like a weirdo. Am I the only one that loves privacy? Myself. That TV show Friends. Olives. Same. Olives are fucking disgusting. And they're right. Olives are gross. If you like olives, comment below and tell me that I'm wrong. Say, Mason, you're wrong. Olives are good. And I will dislike that comment. What looks fun in movies but is not fun in real life? Fighting. Movie heroes always take punches and are unscathed in the next scene, except for minor bruising. IRL, they'd be incapacitated for a few days and maybe suffer a concussion. Constant misunderstandings. Prom. Being shot at by 50 guys. Getting a taxi. The price is enough to ruin your day. Tarzan surfing on trees. Imagine the splinters I'd get myself even though I'm keen to be dynamic like him. Snakes on a plane. Going to uni. Dating. In the movies, there's a meet cute followed by a montage of fun romantic dates. Real life, awkwardness, uncertainty, insecurity, and dread. High school. What is the worst thing you've ever had to clean up? Cow died in a pond and I had to drag it out. It had been there a few days, so it was pretty ripe. I'm gonna throw up. That's fucking gross. Dog ran in from the garden, jumped on the bed, and vomited her breakfast plus a cat poo that she'd just eaten. Hard to describe how bad that smelled. Overflowing grease trap in a restaurant kitchen. Nasty. I used to clean public park restrooms in Texas in August. I quit to work in a sewer plant because it smelled better. Camp trash cans that hadn't been cleaned in so long. Maggots were squirming all over them. My first job was detailing cars. We had a station wagon roll in that 2 large dogs had used as a doghouse, toilet, labor, and deliver room. It was a pretty solid nightmare fuel. Grease trap at a restaurant that hadn't been cleaned in 2 years. I vomited constantly from the smell to the point that my nose bled while wearing a respirator. Gun to your head, you can only eat one dish for the rest of your life. What is it? My answer is tomato soup. What do you guys think? Okay, hear me out. Potatoes. It might have to be a little more specific because the man with the gun to your head might just put raw potatoes in front of you. If I can only eat one thing, I'd eat the bullet. Eating is one of the 5 things that keep me going. Oh, tacos. Easy. I don't think would be very nutritious. Sushi, beat me to it. Salad, because they're extremely versatile and customizable, and you can add as much or as little of almost anything you want. Wait, the rest of my life? You're gonna shoot me once I've eaten, aren't you? There's no way you can hold a gun to my head for several years. I'll have a crispy deep fried chili beef with special fry, please, since I'm gonna die anyway. Beef stew loaded with vegetables, carrots, celery, onion, green beans, potatoes, and mushrooms. You could eat them a la carte. Salmon, oven roasted potatoes, broccoli, zucchini, peppers, sweet potatoes, and a side of avocado. What is the new American dream? To have enough money working one job to live comfortably. Current objective, survive. Having enough money not to be stressed 24/7 about something breaking. To be able to own a home, retire before 70, and to be covered enough in a medical situation that you don't end up homeless after a routine operation. To get hit by a post truck or other government vehicle and get just injured enough to sue, but not too injured as to not be able to enjoy your payout. A less shitty America. To not have roommates. Paying rent and having enough left over for a meal. Same as it always been, get super rich doing very little work. That's why influencer is a dream job and people invest in crazy things like crypto and NFTs. People want to hit home runs and they don't want to grind for a decent living. It's just harder to achieve now. If you can get one more season from your favorite TV show, which one would it be? Mindhunter. This is the right answer. Pushing Daisies. My name is Earl. Game of Thrones. I don't want a 9th season though. I want them to have a second try at season 8. Hannibal. Community. Hey, you got a movie. Futurama. Good news, everyone. How I Met Your Mother. They need to make the last 2 episodes a whole season so they don't give the audience whiplash when they threw out everything they had previously built up. More time with Ted and his wife, and with Robin and Barney before the divorce and the death, and then have the last episode the same but at the end of season 10. What's better when it's smaller? Kidney stone. Debt. Bouts of diarrhea. Tumors. Yeah, for sure. Inflation. Time spent on Reddit. Problems. Sharts. Those tiny M&Ms you get for Halloween. Oh, that's so true. The tiny M&Ms taste so much better than the regular M&Ms. If you were 22 again, what would you do differently? Go back to college sooner. Divorce much earlier. Get a good therapist and date people who have great follow-through rather than lots of potential. I went backpacking through Europe when I was 20. It was what really pushed me out of my comfort zone, but also gave me a whole new perspective of how America didn't really have the monopoly on freedom. But if I was 22, I would have just graduated college and gone back to Europe and stayed there. Instead, I just worked on a couple different careers and became a hobby farmer, which I enjoy, but now really prevents me from expatriating unless I make a lot of sacrifices. Break up with my high school boyfriend and enter a different industry. Start lifting weights. Not too much. Tweak a few decisions I had made. Hey, fair enough. Stop using credit cards to buy things that I couldn't afford. What is a simple thing that makes you happy? Mine would be getting home from work and being greeted at the door by my cat. All the cat subreddits. Being told, I'm proud of you. Iced black coffee in the morning sun. Outliving an enemy. It's one of the few satisfactions of old age. Some people love to live off spite, and that's okay. Hanging out with friends. Nature. A compliment means I'm doing something right. McDonald's chicken nuggets. Flowers and a nice cup of tea. If you could delete anything in this world, what would it be? War, hate, violence, and judgment. Anyone who says people. Ah, he got you. My third nipple. Megatron, religion, your account. Thank you, Sigma Not Depressed with the Roblox Weezer profile picture. The internet. Let's see how broad the human knowledge is when we remove it in their lives. Because I'm sure a lot of people pretend to be smart by just looking up on the internet. Because I believe that true knowledge is shown by real life practice, not search, copy paste. Wow, this guy's really fucking annoying. This guy's annoying. You're a nerd. You're a fucking dweeb. Get a job. You're dating your username. How good do you have it? No, I don't want to be a furry. Tired of hearing about how much they bench press. Probably pretty bad. Oh no. Oh no. I'm dating a vehicle. It's pretty queer, all right. Oh yeah. I'm in heaven. If life was a video game, then what could be some achievements? Bring joy. Make someone else smile. Achievement unlocked. Slippery slope. Yourself in public after trying to let out a silent fart. I'll start. My middle name is Danger and my first name is Dumb. Put yourself into a near-death experience on purpose and survive. What the hell are you smoking? Yes. Emotional insight. Awareness and capacity to process emotions in a healthy manner. Achievement unlocked. You went 30 days without offending someone. Trophy. You live a boring life. Okay. Class clown. Make a joke everyone will remember. For the depressed, you've brushed your teeth. Tax god. Do your taxes without making a mistake or paying anyone to do it for you. What's a fact that some people just can't accept? Science doesn't care what you believe. That life isn't supposed to be fair and that equality of opportunity and equality of outcome are not the same. Facts aren't opinions. Not everyone that disagrees with them is an evil person trying to push some malevolent agenda. You can do the best, not make mistakes, and still lose. Life isn't fair. You can and will be wrong. Being part of the alphabet mafia doesn't actually make you a better person. You can be gay, trans, bi, whatever, and be a piece of I'm gay and agree. You've been gay certified. The term alphabet mafia is conspiratorial territorial and derogatory. It seems a little cucked to agree with him, TBH, but I like your positivity. Yeah, something doesn't feel right here. That we are the same humans as Sumerians, Romans, and all the people who were alive 1,000 years ago. It doesn't matter if it's 2022 or 7,000 BC. That their choices have more impact on their life than they are willing to admit. People who ride ridiculously loud motorcycles on purpose. Why? I'm far more interested in hearing from people who accidentally ride ridiculously loud motorcycles. Their story should be a doozy. There's a South Park episode that addresses this question. I know which one you're talking about. I wish I knew, so I'd maybe have a reason to be empathetic to my neighbor that wakes my kids up at least 4 times a week revving his super cool bike to take off at 20 miles per hour on a quiet residential street. Motorcycles are a bit like alcohol. It's fun to be drunk. It's not fun to be sober around drunks. Look at me! Look at me! I'm important! I was into loud car audio, and I was an immature asshole. I wish I could apologize. Loud motorcycle guy is like a toddler that walks around banging pans together. What is a minor inconvenience that instantly pisses you off? When I go to a web page, but it doesn't load all at once, so when you go to click something, the page shifts as other things load in, and you end up clicking the wrong thing. When this happens, I can feel my body physically reeling from the anger and stress. People standing in doorways, especially people standing in groups having conversations in doorways. Get the hell out of the way already. People's lack of awareness of others really astounds me. When you bite your tongue or cheek while eating, and then suddenly that one particular spot becomes like a magnet, attracting your teeth to it, and you keep biting it. When a ballpoint pen doesn't work when it clearly has ink in it. It has one job. When the people walking in front of me are really slow, but also spread out so you can't walk past them. Ads that try to hide the X button by putting something white where the button is. Forgot password? Enters new password. New password can't be the same as the old password. Ads in the middle of videos. Ads that block the paragraph I just started reading. Ads that are made to look like normal content. Ads. The incorrect autocorrect. When the cord from my headphones catches on something and they're yanked from my ears. Just get Bluetooth headphones. Silly Billy. Struggling to get clothes off for whatever reason makes me panic and see red. Sports bra plus sweaty body equals panic. And having an itch on the bottom of your foot but wearing shoes, that's brutal, especially while driving. You become emperor of the world and everybody has to obey you. What do you do first? Tell everyone to chill the f*** out. Execute Order 66, of course. Put somebody else in charge and take a week off. In Australia, we call that the Scott Morrison approach. Not without a trip to Hawaii while the country's burning. The ScoMo no-show. I just realized if I had this power, most people wouldn't remember me as a nice person. First act. No matter what I do, you must remember me as a nice person. Hey, that solves a lot of problems there. Get Google to teach the maps lady how to pronounce Welsh locations. I did the Australian accent on my GPS, and hearing her pronounce the names of places where I live that are Indigenous American in origin is interesting. Play the world's largest game of Simon Says. Losers get dragged to hell, but if you win, you get a medal. A medal? Count me in! Build a huge mansion on a private island. Then I would get to the boring stuff like world peace. Personal peace is very important to take wise decisions. Every item of clothing must have at least 2 pockets. I'm emperor of the world. I shout if I want. 2 pockets on each sock will be weird. Pyramids. That's definitely top prio for every great ruler. Pyramid schemes or pyramid to keep your dead body? Probably both. Bro, think of the pyramid we could build today. You know how we can look back and wonder how the pyramids were built with the tech and power available then? What can we build today that would baffle future observers? What's the most gatekeepy opinion that you hold? A lot of people in the comments don't know what gatekeep means. Stop gatekeeping. Stop gatekeeping people from gatekeeping. For travelers, if you didn't leave the airport and spend at least 1 day in the country, you didn't visit the place. I'm not telling you. 3-wheelers and slingshots are not motorcycles. Don't talk about how great your country is if you haven't spent some time abroad. My country is the greatest in the world. Guy who's never left his zip code. Cruises and all-inclusive hotels do not count. If you want to design tabletop RPGs, you need to play more than just D&D. The gate at my workplace is for deliveries only. You're not a foodie if you only like to eat 5 things and pick half the stuff in every dish before you eat it. Also, you need to cook or else you really don't understand food and all the processes that can go into making something. If you can't even cook basic stuff and haven't bothered to try much of anything, your food opinions don't matter. It's so petty and I hate myself for it, but when someone sits down at the piano and pounds out either chopsticks or Fur Elise, my soul dies. Yeah, that's why you gotta play Undertale music, like the Sands Battle or the Ronbu music, the whatever it's called, Falling Down. Those ones you'll get a hit with gamers and non-gamers alike. You shouldn't wear band t-shirts if you don't know the band. The original gatekeeping. What is wrong with society today? Social media. They're taking the bait and embrace the infighting, rather than making meaningful change by collectively directing their anger at people who've been f***ing them for years with no Vaseline. Poor public education. We are too focused on what everybody else is doing instead of caring for our natural world. Unwillingness to listen. Yeah, this. Also an unwillingness to listen. Lack of kindness. Encouragement of cruelty, whether severe or it was just a prank, bro. Laughs maniacally while swinging fists. It's just a prank, bro. Just a prank. Why you mad, bro? Jeez, lighten up. I hate this kind of thinking. Pranks are supposed to be lighthearted, not detrimental to someone's health. health. We are more concerned about Instagram likes than actual problems. This feels like a shallow dig. People just don't feel empowered to face the actual problems because the system in place obfuscate it. Bad public education leading to people being more susceptible to bullshit and propaganda on the internet and TV. I 100% agree. People not developing the ability to critically think and form a rational and logical idea on an issue or topic is a serious problem. Makes it so easy to manipulate and abuse. People aren't wearing enough hats for sun protection or just style. McDonald's doesn't serve breakfast all day. In Canada, they do. That moment when people started lifting up their phones to film tragedy instead of stepping in to help. Whatever caused that, that's what's wrong. Lack of love. What's a small act of kindness that literally anyone can do and practice every day? Be aware of your surroundings and don't block entrances, exits, hallways, etc. Not act on road rage. Just let the moment pass. Patience. You never know what someone else is going through. Could be a breakup, their dog just died, granny finally made it to heaven, or maybe mom just broke the news that she's got end-stage cervical cancer and has weeks left to live. You never know, so be patient. After all, wouldn't you want someone to be patient with you? I really enjoy letting people with less items go ahead of me at checkout in the grocery store. The look on their face when I signal for them to get in front of me makes it worth waiting a little longer. Hold doors open for people. I've always done it. Ask people how they are, then pay attention and listen. Their life is important as yours, and you might just learn something. Assume anyone you've had a bad interaction with is a good person who's just having a bad day. Be nice to retail and customer service employees. Just let each other merge in traffic and stop trying to race to the front of the line. It's not that hard. You can actually cause a 20-minute backup by causing one person to brake hard and disrupt the flow. What food is total garbage if you reheat it in the microwave? Anything with red sauce in it, for sure. Fries. They need that dry heat of an air fryer. Soggy microwave fries are the worst. They taste like sadness. Anything with lettuce. I always want to get it on my sandwich, but sucks in the fridge. Ugh, the nasty hot lettuce is the worst. To school bullies, why did you do it and do you regret it? Man, I hope this blows up. I need answers. And me too, buddy. Just ask my oldest, 19M. He was a horrible bully, especially his little brother. I did everything I could think of to correct this behavior, but his father's endlessly encouraging of it. He said, because I was super jealous, dude. They got to be weird, but I couldn't because dad would hate me. He has embraced his weird, thank God. Unfortunately, he does admit that he doesn't really regret it. I faced a lot of abuse. It doesn't make what I did right, but I regret it every single day. I wish I could track down the people I bullied and apologize. I try to all the time, but I can't find them. I didn't realize I was. I thought by asking questions I was showing interest, not shaming. I thought by sharing similar stories I was relating, but not one-upping. That was the only language I was taught to speak. I did not come to understand what it meant to others until I was much older. I was bullied, so I bullied others. Me being bullied made me feel bad, so to prop myself up, I bullied weaker ones. I didn't need to be the strongest person in school, but I also didn't want to be the weakest. Is the right train of thought. Nope, but I was 13. I was a bully short term. After my parents got divorced when I was 9, I just didn't understand my feelings. I started acting out, looking for a place to fit in. I got to hanging around the rougher kids and just started bullying this one kid for no reason for years until we moved away. I went quickly from bullying to being bullied. I went from fighting because I wanted to fighting because I had to. I got tired of it real quick. It managed to calm my ass down. After my stepdad, he was an abusive drunk, finally went to prison, it was as if all the violence in me went with him. My grades improved, I had a really good girlfriend almost all the way through high school, attendance was up, worked on an after-school job, and went to church every Wednesday and twice on Sunday. I mostly blame my stepdad for behavior, as they say, hurt people hurt people. Yeah, I absolutely regret it. I used to bully the bullies. Aside from them, I was a friendly person and got along with like 90% of my year level. I don't regret having cracks at these guys, but there are individual incidents that I regret when I took it too far. I wanted to make everyone else feel as powerless and frustrated and angry as I was. Oh my god, that was so negative. Holy moly. What is your best insult? I'm jealous of people who don't know you. You're so hard to underestimate. Call anyone forehead and watch them break. I love how we went from regretting bullying stories to being heads to people. That's so mean. I'm not as stupid as you look. I'm a fan of, I've been called worse things by better people. All those nasty insecurities you have about yourself are true. If you had an intelligent thought in your head, it died of loneliness. The only way a woman would interact with you is with a taser. I'm sorry, who are you? I lack the appropriate color crayons to explain this to you. The best part of you ran down the crack of your mother's Women of Reddit, what are things men do that make them ghostable? I'm taking notes, ladies. I met a guy at a bar once. He seemed like a nice guy and we exchanged numbers. The following week, he asked me out. I told him I couldn't that night, but I was free tomorrow. Why? He asked. I told him I had a funeral tomorrow morning and just didn't feel like going out. What time is the funeral? He said. I won't stay too long. Please, I really want to see you. He wouldn't take no for an answer, and to me, that is a huge red flag. I ghosted him after that. Send unsolicited nudes and still have the audacity to ask if I want some of it. Not respecting boundaries. Instant no. So picking you up on Tuesday? Someone that doesn't try to maintain a conversation with you, like you're basically talking to yourself. When they die and start floating around the house moaning spookily, rattling chains, and opening and closing doors. Two girls with a cool hippie van and talking dog would absolutely disagree. Creepy messages or creepy in-person behavior like coming on too strong. I'd rather block you than risk my safety or be accused of leading you on. Sending a message, then 2 minutes later sending question marks, then a couple more minutes later sending hello, bye bitch, lol. Which cartoon character becomes more relatable the older you get? The obvious one, Squidward, Tom from Tom and Jerry. Stu Pickles making pudding at 4 a.m. You've lost control of your life. Homer Simpson, I have 3 kids and no money. Why can't I have no kids and 3 money? Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. F off, uninvited guests. You tell him, Rabbit. That dude from the Bee Movie. I'd be upset too if some girl ditches me for a bee. The Grinch. Megatron. Shut up, Meg. Garfield. I feel like people are conditioned to hate Mondays at an early age now. Donald Duck. Always pissed off? I get it now. All those women who smack Johnny Bravo with their purse. Yeah, isn't it crazy how like an entire show about harassing women is just like a staple in American older Americans? Crazy. Charlie Brown. Hell, I was fully identifying with him when I was 9, and the strip was still current. What gives you faith in humanity? Just day-to-day life and interaction. Based on my experience, I honestly believe that most people are just people who are generally good-natured towards others and have some form of human decency. Don't get me wrong, there are some truly shitty things going on, but there's also kindness too. That good ideas never die. Once humanity gets a hold of an idea like all men are created equal, it will never go away. Didn't make everyone equal overnight. We're still working on that. Thus, we progress, little by little. As fallen angels, we suck, but as rising apes, we're kind of killing it. r/ made me smile. There are still good people in this world, making others happy with acts of kindness, big or small. The man who helped me put on my spare tire. Everyone else honked at me and passed me, but not this guy. He even went back to his apartment to get his jack and then helped me. Thanks, Philip. I still meet good people and see good deeds done on a daily basis. Small children who haven't yet been corrupted by the shit of the world, being happy and carefree. Men who are curious about breasts. What questions do you want answered? Were backpacks ever useful like counterweights? I know it's so stupid, but freshman me had this question going on. Only if by counterweight you mean even more crushing weight on your shoulders? What effects does a period have on them? It makes them sore. Does it hurt if I hug back tightly when a woman hug me? It can do. Depends on the individual, of course, but there are differing levels of sensitivity and hormones. Can make them uncomfortable, icky, painful without tight hugs. Do women also have random nipple erections in public? Oh yes, another reason padded bras exist. Why don't we have padded underwear for public boners? Does it get uncomfortable when you sleep on your stomach? Sometimes you can get a pillow just right so it's comfy. 99% of the time, either a nip gets mad, it's getting squished, or the lower back starts aching due to the angle. Boner here. Please tell us if you feel something that feels off. Women can get breast cancer as early as their 20s, and an extra pair of hands will be helpful. Signed, a breast cancer fighter whose ex told her that he felt something but didn't tell her because he didn't want to freak me out. When you are breastfeeding and have to pump, does it feel like a full bladder having to pee but in your breast, or does it just fill up and you pump whenever? Also, do y'all do weird things to them when you're bored? The fucking double whammy. Holy moly. For me, it wasn't like I needed to pee. First, there would be some leaking, and then it would feel almost like pressure, and then they would get hard and painful. If I didn't pump every 2 hours, they would become hard like concrete, to the point my skin would start looking shiny because the skin was stretching, but not like peeing in the least bit, more like a pressure or muscle cramp. Do you store anything in between them? Look, mate, women's clothes rarely have decent pockets, and sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Well, I learned a lot today. This is so fun. What are some myths that people still believe? That bubblegum stays in your body for 7 years if you swallow it. It doesn't. Guys, come on. It's actually 17 years. My dad had this guy helping him out, think big box store DIY curb ready helper, who told him, if you sleep with your hair wet, you will bleed out of your mouth. And he was 100% sure that was a fact. We were both just confused and bewildered at this statement. What the hell had this guy witnessed? His mom was sick of wet pillows and made that up. Lie detectors as a literal thing. There's a reason they aren't dismissible as evidence in court in most places. You have to wait 48 hours to report someone missing. People are saying 48 hours now? Good lord. No, do it immediately, guys. Come on. My mom always tells me to never mix milk and fish, since that would poison me. Same goes to sleeping with socks in bed. It makes people blind, according to her. I still believe that if any of my limbs hang off the bed while sleeping, that a monster will grab them. Also believe that the moment I remember this and pull them back on the bed is just in the nick of time before a monster grabs them. You can't prove that there isn't a monster under my bed. For far too long, I sincerely believed that if you eat an apple seed, a tree may begin to grow inside inside of you, that you should pee on a jellyfish sting for relief. Please don't do that. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's the entire reason for lightning rods on buildings. Diamonds being rare gems that you must wait at least 30 minutes after eating before going swimming. Otherwise, you could develop deadly cramps that lead to drowning. This was made to keep kids from throwing up in pools. I'd bet money on it. Or to give the parents a break to finish their meals before going back to full supervision mode. The one about you're supposed to buy an engagement ring worth 3 months of your pays. Idiots still falling for a PR ad campaign from the 1920s, or maybe it was the 30s. Doesn't matter, it's ridiculous. You can make one thing 5% bigger. What do you choose? Hey, I think we all know the answer for some of us. Well, I was born with one arm shorter than the other, so naturally I'd wish for a bigger dick. There it is. Everyone's patience. The X button in mobile ads. My parents' lifespan. My love for myself. It's lacking and I could use the boost. You're doing great, dude man last name. The density of hair on my noggin. The earth, just to see what happens. Suddenly, more earth. It's free real estate. The right foot on everyone in the world. Not everyone would notice, but it would mess with the minds of those that did just enough. Population count of endangered species. Monkey's paw. 5% more animals are added to the endangered species list. Monkey's paw, but helpful. All those are mosquito species. You know what? Let's make the sun 5% bigger. I want to see what happens. Instant death. Huh, neat. Hey, I'm ready. I've lived a good life, all right? The amount of good in everyone. My salary. Antarctica. Cool everything the down. What is the biggest scam in today's society? Ticketmaster charging a $30 processing fee for a $50 ticket. Textbook access codes you get after buying a new textbook and it can only use once. Insider trading in Congress. Fitness advice by influencers whose only goal is peddling their products. Working 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and still being broke. You just need to stop spending so much money, you stupid millennial. Maybe stop buying so much avocado toast, and maybe you'll be able to buy a house in 25 years. It's easy as that. Just stop spending so much money. Capitalism bullshit. Needing a degree for an entry-level, low-paying job. Annual raises are lower than annual inflation. 10 hot dogs, 8 buns. Hey everybody, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful night.